Hi everyone, I'm Carly, and today I get to hang out with celebs, actually. Um, I'm chatting to the winners of this year's Insurance Apprentice, Khaya, Darius, and Mmabatho. And yeah, we're going to chat all about the Insurance Apprentice, insurance and investing, and all kinds of things. If you watched this year's season, which I did for the first time, it was a nail biter. I have to tell you guys, I auditioned for Idols once or twice, and that was intense, but like I don't think it was as intense as what you guys had to go through and the crits that you got on this show. I was like, okay, I don't think I have like thick enough skin to do what you guys did. So just a massive congratulations. We were so proud to support this show. It was an incredible show to watch. It was incredible to watch your personal and professional journeys kind of grow and progress, and the dynamics and the drama. It was so spicy, so interesting and fun. So I'm really lucky that I get to hang out with you guys today. And I'm so stoked that you're all also EasyEquities investors now. You all won awesome prizes that you got to use and invest with. So we'll chat a bit about that as well. But first of all, you guys feel famous now? Like, do people stop you in the streets? What's the story?
Look, I definitely feel famous now. I've been to quite a few industry events post finale, and it's always just like, so I'm like, I know for a fact in the insurance industry, I'm a celebrity, and I am loving it. I am riding this wave on my surfboard. It's just, yeah, no, it's been absolutely incredible.
How about you guys?
I think the guys maybe make a bit of a have a bit of a different experience as far as celebrity is concerned. I'll speak for myself first. It's been interesting. I do agree with Mmabatho. You know, you seem to become more well known for sure, and it's been good fun to say the least. There's a lot of guys that have come up and shared some experiences and wanted to chat a little bit about what we had gone through and what we had experienced in the show. So a little bit more familiar to a lot more people, certainly.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, in the sense that, obviously the recognition that comes with it, but I think more than that, you kind of come home to your kind of personal space, and people. This was broadcasted across the nation, and people actually, oh yeah, this is the cousin who was on TV. So yeah, it's been quite interesting. The response from the industry, as well as from a professional, personal perspective. It's been great, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll even become famous just from chatting to you guys today. So you're upping my profile too. Thanks. So a big takeaway for me from watching the show was this kind of shifting perception about insurance, because I think that for me it was the first time. I mean, I know a few people in the industry, but to see the humanness behind it and to just see another side of insurance was really refreshing. And it's one of the tools in your financial box, insurance. So I want to ask you guys how you think it fits into your overall kind of wealth building protection strategy as a person, like, or how it fits into a person's strategy, and how people should view insurance compared to how they perceive insurance. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Anyone want to go first? Can I take it?
Jump in, girl.
So just from a personal perspective, insurance plays a very key role in the way we do things. I am a mom of a teenager, and when he takes his cell phone out the house, that's like his main concern. Where's my phone? Can I get a hold of my parents when I'm at school? Am I able to chat to my friends when I'm in school, which he shouldn't be doing? And I need to know that should he leave the house with the phone, look, it's a bit on the pricier side. And so for me, it's important that he feels protected to leave the house with it, and that he doesn't have to, should someone want to walk up to him and fight and tussle for it, he knows, just let it go. We'll get you another one because we're insured, So it helps to mitigate that risk as well. But just my car, I use it for work. I use it everyday life. I hang out with my friends. I've got quite a bit that I do. If I don't have a car, I am stationary, so my car's insured. Our house is insured. Our TV is insured, which is a big one. Because can you imagine? I'm on TV every Thursday and we can't watch me. No, horror.
Can't
So
have
it's
that.
really, yeah, no. So it's really important, not only for wealth and money, but just for everyday life, and just knowing that it's there as like a safety net. And then there's the obvious credit life insurance when you've got your house. If anything should happen to you, you don't want to leave your family burdened with expenses. So it also helps in that regard as well.
What do you think, Khaya?
I think from both ends, it's been extremely, kind of emphasized throughout the course of the Insurance Apprentice. First and foremost, obviously protecting the assets that you have fought so long and so hard to kind of gain. That's on the one side. It's really something that a person cannot go without on a day-to-day, specifically with all of the emerging risks that surround our day-to-day. And secondly, from a wealth perspective, I would like to echo, I think, the sentiments of Shiara Gidari. She spoke and she shared about the fact that, we kind of garner or we get these assets because we are able to show that we can take out insurance. For an example, if you purchase a car, before it leaves the dealership, before it leaves the floor, you have to have an insurance policy in place, right? And that is kind of gaining assets toward building your entire asset portfolio. And so from a wealth management perspective, it speaks on both ends, protecting the assets that you've worked long and hard for, as well as ensuring that you increase kind of your portfolio holistically of the assets that you have. So it's been extremely, phenomenal and extremely kind of this enduring journey of trying to educate the audience out there. And personally, I mean, can't live without it. Yeah.
Darius, anything you want to add?
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm a business insurance specialist, and so my thoughts go a little bit along the route of what we call financial continuity. Insurance is often seen, regrettably, as a grudge purchase because you don't use it until you need it, and when you need it, it's usually a calamity of some sort, or an accident, or a loss, or a theft. And so what insurance should be seen as is like a warranty on a product, except for unexpected events. And so we use insurance to give ourselves financial continuity in the event that we don't want to take up the risk for an accident, a theft, a burglary of your home, a lightning strike on your premises or otherwise. And that's ultimately, from a financial intelligence or an education perspective, something I'd love for us to be able to put more into the market.
Darius, I'm going to stick with you, and I want to know, you got this awesome prize from EasyEquities from being on the Insurance Apprentice. I'm dying to know what you invested in, if you want to share some of your investment choices with our community.
I have been so conflicted because we are so spoiled for choice. It's not even funny. But so the market is riding quite well at the moment. So I'm slowly putting into different types of stocks that are sort of in their dip, so I get a bit more equity there. And I'm particularly interested in, I think you ultimately vote with your money and your time as well. So to me, technology is important. So there are some investitures into technology items that and products or shares that are involved in that space, as well as what powers that space. So power generation to a degree. Then as well, quite interested in seeing what happened now with one of our recent private school acquisitions by a financial institution. So want to see where that's going to go, and I think it's got huge potential. So I've also looked at investing into different types of educational structures, because as things are going, education is becoming more and more inaccessible. And so I want to get a little bit of that upside as it progresses as well.
Sounding like a solid strategy you've got there. Some nice diversification. How about you, Mmabatho? What's your thinking?
Definitely along the same lines with the education. I saw that 7.2 billion rand deal, and it made me, I just thought to myself, whew, this sounds like, big money. But look, I've always been interested in investing in private schools just because they do make quite a bit on the market. And there's always going to be, because of the scarcity of public schools and parents just generally having the perception that private schools are better, people are just moving their kids into that space, which just means that the numbers are just going to look better for us. So that's my key focus. Also, just because, schools are going to be around forever. There's never going to be a time when schools aren't around. Even when you find that the larger schools downsize the number of campuses, they're not losing the children within those campuses, right? You're still getting the flow of cash in, which means that you're still stable on the market. So that's a big one for me. I haven't quite decided how I'll diversify, but I do know that I need to, just in case the government says, well, we're making everyone public. And yeah, kind of all your eggs in one basket. The most expensive
insurance people understand risk.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They do.
I'm not gonna sit and put and rely on just like one type of share. But you obviously want to get into the more like lucrative, pricier stuff. Your shops, retail stores, sorry, is what I'm looking for. But again, how much growth are you going to see from that? If I put in my 50 rand for my one share, hypothetical numbers, everyone. If I put in my 50 rand for my one share, my return on that could only be 55 rand, just because you're not going to see an exponential growth in that. But so far, my focus is schools.
Okay, interesting. Some education vibes coming through. How about you, Khaya?
I'm completely offshore. I do have a couple, in the African market. But I'm definitely looking toward the West as well as Asia, to Darius' sentiments as well. Heavy in tech. There are massive movements there. Recently looked at a publicly listed company in South Africa that is kind of at the cutting edge of, analytics and customer sentiment feedback. Have invested in them. So tech all the way. So I have my money definitely in that sector.
There is such a big world on EasyEquities. There's so much to consider, and it's exciting, man. When you first starting your journey, or when you get a nice chunk of cash to invest, it's like exciting to strategize. And Mmabatho, if you're a mom, I've got an account for my daughter, and my husband and I sit and kind of geek out on what we can invest in for our daughter, and we're going to do this, and she's going to have some Tesla, well, not Tesla, she's can't invest in US shares because she's a kid, but an ETF with tech stocks in it, and it becomes really fun and exciting. Now, we have, I've spoken about the kind of universe of things that we have on EasyEquities, and they're all investing related, but we've really expanded that a little bit further. So we've got a product called Easy Credit, which allows you to leverage your portfolio to access cash. You can borrow money based on your assets that you've gotten invested in. And we also have a product called EasyProtect, which is in the insurance space. And EasyProtect is really different in that it's life insurance, but kind of a non-traditional take on life insurance that really is built for investors specifically. And so I'll just briefly explain how it works. The idea is that if you're an investor, you're already building up your assets. And so ultimately, when you pass away one day, you want to be able to leave a wealth for the people that depend on you, but you're already growing those assets. So EasyProtect provides you with this cover between where you are right now today and where you aspire to be, or what you need to support your loved ones. And so there's this kind of savings aspect where you paying a lot less, and you're able to take the difference between where you are now and where you're supposed to be. And as that gap closes, you can sweep the difference into your investment account, thus contributing more to your actual asset base.
I think as a broker, it's so important to have diversity amongst providers. And because everybody's specific need is going to be somewhat different, because all of our lifestyles are different and our aspirations are different and what we're trying to achieve is different. And I love that these ingenuitive products are coming to the fore because it was previously not available. You were forced to do the one or the other, and the traditional market is being well disrupted by players like EasyEquities, giving the availability of products which have more specific niches in mind and are looking to solve more nuanced problems is exactly the route that these type of products should go, particularly in financial services. So I'm very impressed with anything that comes to the fore that is new and obviously offers clients value and helps them act in their own best interest in this case. So I really like the idea. I've got a similar product with another provider, and I think they share principles, but maybe the product isn't similar, where as you near a certain threshold of your age, you've already acquired perhaps your home, you've got your own investment structure, for instance, and maybe you've got an investment property and you've got the car, and your life is set up and the kids' funds are paid for university or otherwise. You don't necessarily need a 10 million rand life cover at 70 years old.
And it generally gets more expensive the older you get.
Absolutely.
And you don't have the income the older you get.
Yeah.
And now instead, I love the idea that you could rather fund a sub policy or a different financial product where you potentially can want to be drawing more income now at this point and enjoying your retirement, amongst other things, going on your yacht trips or otherwise, instead of just paying so that one day when you pass away, even though everybody's going to be getting the house and the car and the this and the that, they're also going to be sitting with a fat wad of cash that you didn't get to spend.
Yeah, I love the point you made about personalizing and making more niche insurance products. One of the ways we've structured EasyProtect is that it actually, because we have so much data about you and your behavior and your financial habits, we actually bring that data in and we can give you discounted premiums based on how good of an investor you are, how healthy your investment habits are. So if you have a diversified portfolio and things like that, your premium actually comes down, which is kind of rewarding you for good financial behavior.
Brilliant.
Khaya, any thoughts from you?
I really have to agree with both Mmabatho and Darius. I think it's a phenomenal product in the sense from a risk mitigation perspective. I really appreciate the platform and as well as kind of the administrative capacity that EasyEquities does have in order to assist, clients in protecting, their assets, their investments, etc. I really think that it again offers a very, very niche kind of offering, and it puts the control back into the individual's hands. So you, given your portfolio, given how diverse your shares have been and how they've been performing, I think it really offers you just some level of flexibility and adaptability that you would need, going into your latter years. And I think that is something that is unique to the market, that really hasn't been offered. Traditionally, you would have to go around shopping through 50,000 type of financial planners and financial services providers. Now you've got a platform that really integrates everything into one and offers you oversight into your latter years. And I think that is absolutely phenomenal from an insurance perspective.
Love to hear it, especially from you guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was great chatting to you. And I hope you won't be offended if I see you and I ask for a selfie with one of the Insurance Apprentice winners.
It's always close by in case someone, which way? Yes, it's always, if someone says, can I get it? Babe, my settings are even perfect. Let's go. So definitely won't mind.
Awesome, guys. Thanks so much. And I'll chat to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Kylie. Have a good afternoon, everyone.